Hello everyone. So today we're going to introduce how to synchronize data from Amazon S3 to Alibaba Cloud's MaxCompute. So right now we have already logged onto Amazon's S3 system and we have created this bucket called demo test 250411. And let's click into it and we can see that we have already uploaded this CSV file in it. Just for your information, let's take a look at what the source data looks like. This is an AI-generated table containing some mimic user information, I'll say. So we have got like this user number, gender, name, mobile, and usual city, and so on. It basically contains 10 columns. Now let's log on to Alibaba Cloud console and let's search DataWorks. For today's demo, we'll be using this Demo 2025 workspace. Let's click into it. And the first step to, I'll say to configure the data integration would be to create an AWS S3 data source. So let's click into this data source tab. And then we'll be able to add a data source here. And let's search S3. And here, let's configure all these information. Okay, so right now we have already configured all these information and we have named this data source as S3 data 250411. Let's try to test the network connectivity. And when it shows connected here, it means that the data in this bucket can be successfully accessed. So let's click complete creation. Okay, and we can see that this new data source has already been added to this workspace. And let's create another one for MaxCompute, since we are sort of like synchronizing data from S3 to MaxCompute. Okay, and similarly, after configuring this data source, let's click Test Network Connectivity. And when it's connected, let's click Complete Creation, and we'll be able to see our new data source here as well. Okay, cool. So let's now go back to the workspace page, and then let's hover our mouse on the shortcuts next to the Demo 2025, and let's click into Data Studio. Okay, so for today's demo, let's create a new workflow and name it Demo 250411. And after we've created this workflow, let's add a data integration node here and name it, let's just say data sync 250411. And double click and open it. And here, since we are synchronizing data from S3 to MaxCompute, so for the source part, let's select S3, and then it will be able to show like all the data source, all the S3 data source we've created before. And for today's demo, we'll be using this one. And for this is the part where we sort of like select our resource that we'll be using to carry out this sort of like synchronizing job. And we'll be using this resource group called CPTY2. And then for destination, let's just type in MaxCompute. And then our data destination would be this one. This is what we've created before. And the connectivity test will be automatically carried out. And after it shows connected on both sides, we can click next. Okay, here we need to input our file path again. Let's take a look at the file path. It will be this one. Let's copy and paste it. And here, since our data contains a header, let's click skip header as yes, and then let's click confirm data structure. It'll be able to show all the data structures for us. And also we can sort of like make any changes we want with the field types and the field names as well. And after we've confirmed that this data structure is what we want, let's just click use data structure. And after configuring the source part, let's configure the destination part. So for the destination part, since we don't have a table there yet, let's click this generate destination table schema. It will automatically generate a table that looks exactly like this for us. And then let's just click create table. And the table will be created. And here, it will also automatically configure this partition information for us. So here in the bracket, it means business date. So we can basically input today as our business day, or we can also input like the day before as our business days. It's totally up to us. And we can also take a look at the mapping here. So this is the field from the source table, and this is the field from the destination table. And also here for the policy for dirty data record, let's click ignore dirty data records. Okay, and in this way, we'll be able to finish configuring our data integration node. Let's click save. And before we do the test runs, we need to configure our parameter information. So let's click debug configuration and let's click add parameter. The parameter that we've input before is called bizDate. That's our parameter name. And the parameter value, let's just input today's date as 2025 04/11. Today is April the 11th. So let's input this. And then let's close this and then let's click run. Okay, perfect. Now the data has successfully been synchronized. Okay, so the next step would be to confirm that the data is successfully sort of like synchronized into our MaxCompute system. So let's add a MaxCompute SQL node here, and let's name it NC SQL 250411. And then let's click into it. And let's write a SQL to sort of like check whether the data is there or not. And our table name would be this one. And since we have already configured our partitions, we'll need to sort of like input our partitions information here as well. And our partitions information is 2025 0411. And since our table is quite large, let's limit the query number as 10. And then let's click run. And we'll need to configure our computing resource as well. Let's click run again. Okay, brilliant. So the data is already shown up here. Okay, and that's basically it for today's demo. If you have any other questions, please contact our sales representative or our solutions architect.